Good Monday morning. This is Daybreak for May 12th. What does the election of a new pope mean for local congregations and churches here in the north? We'll talk to the rector at Sacred Heart Cathedral in Prince George in just a few minutes. The time now is 8:12. You're listening to us in Prince George from the Sacred Heart Cathedral, 91.5 FM. And on Sunday, people in Prince George gathered for Mass at the cathedral with prayers for the new Pope. Catholics around the world are welcoming the election of Pope Leo XIV. He was born as Robert Prevost in Chicago and spent much of his career as a missionary and bishop in Peru. For more on what it means to one northern congregation, I'm joined this morning by Father Rectorino Tolentino Jr. He's rector at Sacred Heart Cathedral in the Diocese of Prince George and has a YouTube channel and a Spotify podcast called The Word of the Lord. Welcome back to Daybreak.
Thank you.
How did your congregation mark the election of the new Pope, Leo XIV?
After the announcement of the new Pope, first we had a Mass at Sacred Heart Cathedral at our noon Mass. That was the very first time as a priest that I mentioned the name of Pope Leo in the prayers. But it was surprising because over the weekend, when I again announced that we have a new Pope, I heard loud applause from the congregation. And that for me, I interpret as both excitement and joy of having a new Pope.
Why do you think there is excitement and joy connected with Pope Leo XIV?
You know, the Pope is our supreme leader in the church. And so when Pope Francis passed away, we were mourning his passing. And there is that excitement and joy because in a short period of time, the College of Cardinals were able to elect our new supreme leader. So I think that's where the joy and excitement is coming from. At least that was also how I felt as one of the priests of the church.
And there has been a lot of attention paid to the significance of choosing the name Pope Leo XIV. The former, an earlier iteration, if I could put it that way, of Leo was somebody who championed the rights of the working poor. What does this tell you about the issues that Pope Leo XIV will focus on?
You were right. You know, the choosing of Pope Leo XIV, the name, could probably well influenced by the name Pope Leo XIII, who took bold stances of the major social issues and at his time and laid the groundwork for Catholic social teaching with his encyclical Rerum Novarum. And so for me, with Cardinal Prevost choosing the name Pope Leo XIV, I perceive that as him setting the pattern of leadership that he will try to bring to the universal church that he's leading.
And how are you feeling about the fact that the new Pope is from the United States?
Well, you know, the church is so universal. It means that any cardinals can be elected as a pope, and it just happened that in this present time he's the one chosen and sent by God himself to lead the universal church. For me, the nationality is secondary. I look at him as our supreme leader in the church, so the nationality would be secondary for me.
What do you hope this new Pope will bring to the Catholic Church? What's your greatest hope?
Well, we look at the title of the Pope. The title of the Pope is that he is the Supreme Pontiff. And during his beginning words, when he showed up to the balcony of St. Peter, he said, "Peace be with you." And then he goes on to say, we need to build bridges. I look at him as one who will continue to teach the people he leads how to be united, together as God's people. It's also interesting because his motto has something to do with that. His motto as a bishop it says, "In the one we are one." And so you can very well perceive from his initial pronouncement and from his motto the leadership that he wants to apply as he leads the Catholic Church. And so that's what I'm envisioning, that there will be no any labeling in the church of conservative, traditional, progressive, but rather we will all be viewed as one people of God, walking together, journeying together to where we are called to go.
Father, great to speak with you about it today. Thank you very much for joining me.
Welcome.
That is Father Rectorino Tolentino Jr., the rector at Sacred Heart Cathedral in the Diocese of Prince George. Father Rectorino Tolentino Jr. also has a YouTube channel and a Spotify podcast called The Word of the Lord.